Baby, if she's too old, then why does my heart beat for her? I've heard it too many times now. She's beautiful, but isn't she a little too old for you? You'll get bored. You'll regret it later. She's in a different stage of life. They say it like love is a formula, like there's a checklist, like hearts are supposed to match in age, not in energy, not in truth. But let me ask you something. And she loves me like that? That's enough. If she's too old, then why does my heart feel at peace when I'm with her? Why does her voice calm everything inside me when the world feels too loud? Why do I find myself looking at her the way people write poetry, quiet, amazed, and full of respect? Because it's not about years. It's not about the age written on a piece of paper. It's about how she moves through life, how she carries herself, how she listens like what I say actually matters, how she touches me. Like she's not just touching skin, she's touching soul. She doesn't play games. She doesn't make me chase. She doesn't leave me wondering if I'm enough. She's already lived through enough storms to know what real love is supposed to feel like. Soft, strong, and safe all at once. And I'm not looking for someone to make me feel younger. I'm not looking to be anyone's toy, or pet, or project. I'm looking for a woman who sees me, who doesn't just look at what I do, but who I am when I'm tired, when I'm unsure, when I'm quiet. And she does that, effortlessly. So baby, I need to ask you straight, if she's too old, then why does my heart keep choosing her without hesitation? Why does everything in me feel right when I hear her laugh? Why do I feel like I finally arrived home when she holds me? I'm not blinded by fantasy. I'm clear-eyed, wide awake, and sure. This woman, this so-called too old woman, she's the one I've prayed for, without even knowing it. Today I watched her talk to someone at the cafe. An older woman sitting alone, looking down, maybe going through something. She didn't know her. She just walked over, gently sat down beside her, and asked, "You okay, love?" No cameras, no audience, just care, just kindness. And I stood there thinking, that's who I'm in love with. Someone who doesn't just see people, she feels them. Someone who doesn't just say the right thing, she is the right thing. You know what I've realized? She's not just older in age, she's older in spirit, wiser in love, softer in places. Most people forget to be soft. And that kind of woman, she's rare. She doesn't ask me what I bring to the table. She builds the table. She doesn't expect perfection. She just asks for presence, for honesty, for effort. And I give her all of that. Not because I feel pressured, but because I want to. You asked me once if I ever feel like I'm missing out by not being with someone younger, someone with fewer lines around their eyes, someone who dances all night and lives like there's no clock ticking. But what you don't see is, she's already lived that life. And now she chooses peace. And that peace, it fits me better than any wild party ever could. I don't need someone who runs fast. I need someone who walks with me. And she does, in every way. So, no, I don't feel like I'm missing out. If anything, I feel like I finally found what everyone else is still chasing. Because it's not about how many candles are on her cake. It's about how she makes me feel when I'm next to her. Calm, grounded, whole. So again, I ask, if she's too old, then why does her love feel like exactly what I've waited for my whole life? Tonight we sat on the balcony in silence. She had her tea. I had my thoughts. The city was glowing beneath us, but honestly, the only light I was paying attention to was her face in the quiet. She leaned back in her chair, looked at the sky, and said, "You don't have to prove anything to be loved, right?" And I swear that one sentence, it sank deep. because that's what I've always done before. Performed. Tried to be good enough. Tried to say the right thing, be the right version of me just so someone would stay. But with her, I don't feel like I'm on stage. I feel like I'm home. She loves me without noise, without needing attention for it. She doesn't love me louder on good days and quieter on bad ones. She just stays consistent. You see, younger love sometimes comes with chaos, constant proving, constant questioning, constant worrying about being too much or not enough. But with her, it's simple. Not because love itself is simple, but because she doesn't make it complicated. She sees through my silence, and when I fall short, which I do, because I'm human, she doesn't make me feel like I failed. She makes me feel like I've got someone to lean on. And no, she doesn't look like the girls you see in movies. She looks like someone who's lived, someone who's survived heartbreak and still stayed soft. Someone who knows what she brings to the table and sets it with grace. So when people ask me, why her? When they whisper, isn't she too old? I don't even flinch anymore. Because when my chest feels tight, her voice loosens it. When my mind is tired, her touch slows it. And if that is what too old feels like, then maybe the world needs to grow up and learn what love really means. This evening, I overheard someone laughing behind me. Not in a fun way, but in that careless way. People laugh when they don't understand something. She's more like his mom than his match. That's what they said. I didn't turn around. I didn't argue, because what's the point of explaining depth to people who only see surface? They don't know that she's the reason I sleep better at night. That she's the one who helped me rebuild my confidence without tearing me down first. That she didn't fall for my image, she saw my truth and loved me anyway. People think love is about matching energy, same lifestyle, same circle, same vibe, but love is really about matching peace. And that's what she is to me. She doesn't chase attention. She doesn't post everything we do online. She doesn't need validation. And because of that, being around her makes me feel like I don't have to prove anything to anyone. We walk into a room, and she doesn't need the spotlight. She just shines. Quietly, naturally, fully. And I find myself watching her more than anything else. She speaks with patience. She loves with care. She gives without asking what's in it for her. And when we argue, which happens, she doesn't raise her voice just to win. She sits, she breathes, she listens, she teaches me how to handle emotions in a way that feels safe instead of scary. So if she's too old, because she carries wisdom, peace, patience, and love like a grown woman should, then yes, she's too old for the games. Too old for emotional immaturity. Too old for fake love dressed up as chemistry. But for me, she's just right. Because this isn't about numbers. This is about what makes my heart feel alive. Today she told me a story from years ago about a time she loved someone who didn't love her right. She didn't cry. She didn't sound bitter. She just shared it like a quiet truth she made peace with. And I sat there listening, realizing how much strength lives in her softness. Most people, after heartbreak, build walls. But she didn't. She built boundaries, yes, but not walls. She still lets love in, still gives it, still believes in it. And that right there, that's rare. You know, I've had people love me before, but not like this. Not with patience, not with depth, not with the kind of maturity that says, you don't have to perform for me. I love you as you are, not just as you appear. That's what she gives me, every single day. And I'll be honest, sometimes I catch myself wondering if I'm enough for her, because she's lived more, seen more, survived more. But she never uses that to make me feel small. She uses it to lift me. She teaches me how to slow down, how to listen, how to stay when things get hard, instead of running like I used to. With her, I'm learning how to be a better man, not out of pressure but out of inspiration. So to anyone still asking, why her? To anyone still saying, she's too old for you, let me say this clearly. Her love is not something you measure in years. You measure it in how safe she makes you feel in silence, in how seen you feel when your words fall apart, in how much better you become just by being close to her. If that's what too old looks like, then maybe the world's been chasing the wrong kind of love. She fell asleep on the couch tonight, head slightly tilted, book still open in her lap, soft breathing like peace itself, and I just sat there watching her. Not because she looked perfect, but because she looked real, unfiltered, unbothered, home. You know what I realized in that quiet moment? I've never had to beg her to understand me. She just does. She knows when my silence isn't peace, it's weight. She knows when my I'm fine really means, please stay close. And she doesn't fix me, she doesn't lecture, she just stays present, gentle. That's the kind of love people don't talk about enough. No fireworks, no show, just quiet loyalty. And I know the world loves loud love. They want to see passion and chase and drama, but I've had that. It burns fast, then disappears. What I have with her, it lasts because she doesn't base love on how exciting it feels. She bases it on how safe it is, how true it is. And every day she proves that love can be solid without being boring, simple without being shallow, consistent without losing its beauty.